Hey, welcome to German Tesla. I just wanted to talk a little bit about my first impressions of the Tesla Cybertruck. So a lot of people watched this live. I actually fell asleep and I ended up watching it the next morning before I went to work. And so what I expected based on listening to different interviews and podcasts, watching Elon's Twitter, seeing what he's been saying on what to expect, I expected the truck to be really out there. I expected it to be something different, and I expected it to have a good price tag and good specifications. So if you've watched the actual event, or if you've read about it in the news and things like that, it's exactly what that was. So when it rolled out, I have to admit, it is a little more out there than I expected. I thought that it would be much different than a regular truck and that it would have a lot of new design features to it and things like that, but I didn't expect it to quite be the way it is now. Now, I was extremely happy to hear the specifications for the vehicle, such as the range, the capability, and I was really excited to hear the price tag. The single motor version, or the cheapest version, is $39,900. All right, and so what you're going to get with that, you're going to get basically something similar to a Model 3 rear-wheel drive only, which also is around that price right out the gate. The difference is you're going to get a truck-like body. The single motor version can tow 7,500 pounds, and it's got a range of 250 plus miles. And the reason they're saying plus is because it's not due until for another basically 2 years, really, the end of 2021. And they expect to have battery advances by then, which will create the ability to have lighter batteries with more density, and which equals more range. Now, the dual motor version, which is very similar to the all-wheel drive Tesla Model 3, is priced at $49,900, so $10,000 more dollars, similar to the Model 3, the way it goes to the all-wheel drive. It can tow 10,000 pounds. It has a range of 300 plus miles, similar to the Model 3, and it has a 0 to 60 of 4.5 seconds, similar also to the Model 3. So we can only expect that this has to do with battery advances and probably some more efficiency gains in the motors. Now, both of those are expected to be start manufacturing at the end of 2021. The next version, or the most premium version, is the tri-motor version, which has 3 motors, similar to the Roadster and the Plaid Model S, which hasn't come out yet either. This will be $69,900. It will contain 3 motors. It will be able to tow 14,000 pounds, so that's just over what the F-150 can pull. And it will have a range of 500 plus miles, similar to what a F-150 can go on a single tank of gas. Difference is 0 to 60 is 2.9 seconds. That is extremely fast. All of those versions can come with full self-driving for $7,000 extra if you order now. That price will continue to increase as time goes on. For the self-driving only. And you can place your order now for just $100. So that's the options, the specifications on it. Outstanding price-wise. You get a full-size pickup truck for $39,000. Okay, so let's talk about the we talked about the price, and we talked about the specifications. 2 greatest things about the car, or the truck. The body is, as you can see, very odd shaped, and the entire structure is the frame of the truck. It's not a body on frame. It's not really what I would consider a unibody. The entire body is this thick stainless steel, and it's meant to structurally hold the vehicle. Now we're going to talk about the big elephant in the room. The design. The design is similar to a A-frame. It has 2 steep front pieces and the back comes into a point basically at the center of the vehicle. Not really at the center of the vehicle, but close to the center of the vehicle, creating an A shape, which is, I'm assuming, for strength. And the entire frame, or the entire body, is the frame, excluding the doors, as you can see in this picture. And the truck comes with a really high ground clearance, more so than Rivian or trucks today come with. And it comes with a best-in-class approach angles from the front and the rear for off-roading. And the interior is really large, similar to a truck. It seats 3 in the front, 3 in the back. Full-size men can fit in it, just like a full-size pickup truck could. The center bench comes down in the front, and then you have 3 cup holders, similar to what you would see in, say, a Silverado. It is out there looking. There's a light bar on the roof that you can't actually see it until the light comes on. It's actually underneath the glass. The full thing has a full glass front windshield, and then glass comes back down across the top of the back seat. And so, similar to the Model 3, you have a glass roof basically. The back doesn't look like a tailgate. It, again, has that sweeping, that straight, angled profile, and it actually has a metal gate type thing that will, you can open and close it, and it rolls up and rolls all the way to the back, and they have a camera for the rear view mirror because you can't see out the back glass at that time. Whether or not that will be production or not, I don't know. But that gate does lock up all your things in your tailgate. It actually adds a little bit of headroom above the tailgate as well. So that's kind of a neat feature that comes stock, with the ability to use it or not use it. I kind of like that feature. There's also some other compartments. There's supposed to be a front trunk and everything like that. They did not show that off yet, so we'll have to talk about that later in a future video. The entire body is made out of stainless steel, thick stainless steel. During the presentation, they hit it with a sledgehammer and it just bounced off. It also is supposed to have this glass windows that won't break, and they demonstrated it with some windows out off of the vehicle. And they dropped balls from many meters high and dropped it down in the glass, and it didn't break. Weights. And then they, of course, you can see in the image here, they threw the balls at the window on the truck and they shattered on the front and back glass, which wasn't supposed to happen. And from what several sources have said is that they were sitting there throwing it at the glass, the front driver's side glass, many times before they did the reveal, and it didn't even scratch it. Built like a tank. You can handle scratches and things like that. It's not a problem. Stainless steel, you just take some Scotch-Brite to it, it goes away. But it is very durable. It's not going to rust. It's very thick. Now, the problems I have with that being thick and strong and rigid all on the frame and the body, I don't know how it's going to handle crash ratings. I don't know how they're going to handle crumple zones so that all the energy dissipates through the vehicle and instead of into the driver or the passengers. It reminds me kind of like a 1950s, 1930s really, Ford, where it's just full metal, and when people got in wrecks and those things, didn't do a whole lot to the vehicle. But overall, the truck looks really strange. It's different than anything. It's exactly like he said on Twitter, that it would look like something out of a future movie, things like that, and it does. My problem with the look, the goal of Tesla is to convert combustion engine vehicles to a renewable or a sustainable resource type product. And that means getting rid of gasoline vehicles and diesel vehicles. And right now, trucks in America are the #1 sellers and they all seem to look alike. So your goal is to get those people buying those trucks to drive electric vehicles. They need the capability, they need the price tag, they need the last, the durability, the reliability. But you're not going to get people that have been buying the same vehicles over and over again to swap to something that looks completely out there. I mean, overall, over 2 days, 2 or 3 days now, it's been, the look, I still think it's going to wear on people a little bit. And I think it's kind of cool. I think for the price of my car, the fact that I can get something like that where it can go off-roading, I can throw my bike in the back easily. It's very durable. It can jump over curbs and things like that. I don't have to worry about. I don't have to be so worried about every little thing, scratching it and touching it. My thought is the Tesla fan people are going to buy these first, and some other people that don't drive trucks are going to buy it because of the price tag and the capability, and it's so large, and you're not polluting, you don't have gasoline, you're not getting the same range, and you have a much larger vehicle. I think that people are going to buy it for that. I think once more of them get on the roads, people have it for YouTube, people are showing that it's more capable than your F-250s and your Cummins, Dodge Rams, 2500s and 3500s, or your Chevrolet 2500 HDs and things like that. People start getting these and they completely blow them out of the water because that's what it's going to do based on the specifications. It's going to do that. It's going to maybe not get people to buy their car, but it might make or push, not necessarily Dodge, maybe GMC and GM. It will definitely push Ford. It's going to push Toyota, I think, with their Tacoma to transition. And if anything is going to push Dodge, or I should say Ram, it's going to be something that is showing that it's more powerful than the Ram. It's more of a truck than the Ram. They can do more truck things than the Ram can do. That's what's selling Ram. That and their cheap price tag. So those are my first thoughts on the truck. I am very tempted to put in $100 in thoughts that maybe by the time 2021 comes around, at the end of it, I will want one. So I'm tempted to at least put in my $100 to hold a spot. Anyways, that was my first thoughts on the Tesla pickup truck or CyberTruck. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.